Today's March 21st, 2019, and this is episode 79 of PlaneSavers. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, I think it's Thursday or Friday. I completely lost track. It is episode 79, though, I know that. Yeah, we're still in Red Deer. This is our last day in Red Deer. It is minus 1 degree Celsius, which is 30 degrees Fahrenheit. And yeah, we're just moving right along. Here's Ronnie. I want to show you something we got. So Ronnie, what do we got here on the picker truck?
Ailerons. We just got our new set of ailerons. We got them recovered and they're ready to go. We just got to put a trim tab on one. We're going to wrap them up and load them in the can.
So I've been on the emails to the trucking company all morning, organizing a pickup. So we're going to be the sea can's going to be picked up on Monday. Yeah, 40-foot sea container. Now that's one thing people are giving me, bragging on me in the comments for calling it a sea container or a sea can. That's just what we call them up here. I looked on Wikipedia just to make sure I wasn't crazy, and yeah, sure enough, Wikipedia mentions them as a sea can or sea container, so I'm not crazy. But that's kind of a good thing because it really shows how diverse PlaneSavers is. There's a lot of different scenarios where I say something or call something and people are completely don't know what I'm talking about, and that just shows how international the show is. So I love it. So again, Ronnie showed us the ailerons, nice and fresh. Look at that, folks. So we got the ailerons, got the rudder. You got all the flight controls, man. That's so cool. So today's my last day in Stella and Stuka's last day in Red Deer. The boys are going to work all weekend. We're still on track to be in Montreal April 1st. Working hard now. Stella has informed me that a PlaneSaver viewer generously donated their basement room, which is dog friendly. So that the good news is Stuka is coming to Montreal, which is going to be nice. Nicholas and Benoit have been working just around the clock doing all the organization. It looks like we have a car sponsor, so big thank you to that. So one thing I want to point out today for tomorrow's episode and the day after's episode is I want to go to the Reynolds Museum in Wetaskiwin and film a couple episodes for you guys, and kind of so I can drive home and you guys can still have episodes. So Reynolds Museum, hopefully tomorrow. Yeah, so I'm going to check out and show you guys all the amazing aircraft they have at the Reynolds Museum, and yeah, if they let me in. Okay, so today you guys have seen a week-long stuff of all the parts and pieces. You guys are experts now. A couple things I want to show. I'm going to go into an Electra and give you guys a tour inside a Firefighting Electra, which we have not done yet. And I want to go and give a hangar tour, Ronnie's hangar, the new hangar. Give you guys a tour of all the mystery airplanes that are in the hangar. And yeah, so that's it. That's what we're going to do today. Electra, hangar tour, then we'll do a wrap on Red Deer, and yeah, I hit the road. Okay, here is the tour of BAQ, the one that's dedicated to Arnie Schrader. It is an air tanker. If you don't know what an air tanker is, it's an aircraft that's used to fight wildfires. So yeah, here's a tank. This is an Aero Union 8-door tank. Very powerful tank. It just, when they do all 8 doors, called a salvo, it really knocks the trees down. Yeah, so she hauls 27,900 pounds or 3,000 US gallons, which is a very common number for this type of tanker based off of stuff in the States. But it's a little bit different than our regular cargo Electras, and I'll jump inside to show you a little bit of the difference. Okay, inside the Electra, the first thing most people are going to notice that is different from the cargo Electra is that the gill liner's missing. And the gill liner is that white sheet that goes around, which helps in noise, insulation for heat, but more importantly, fire protection is its main roles. For firefighting, we're not hauling cargo or anything, so they strip it out for weight. Another thing you notice that there's no roller floor. It's got just a standard floor and this beam here, which is put on to add strength to the airplane because it's doing a job that is highly stressful on the airframe. So new items were added to help make it as strong as possible. Now going into the rear of the aircraft, we got an APU, auxiliary power unit. It is here, and that runs all the electrics and all the fun stuff while the engines are not running. Now, with the gill liner gone, you can see the rear pressure bulkhead, kind of how it's designed. This aircraft is not pressurized. All the pressurization has been removed from the aircraft. It has speed and altitude restrictions. I don't know if I don't remember them offhand, but I think it's 350 knots and 10,000 feet. That could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if you know the correct answer. Up front, we got room for 3 people. Normally mixers. So a mixer is a ground person that actually mixes the fire retardant that goes into the belly of the tank. They normally sit here. And let's move into the cockpit. So here we go. This is a pretty standard Electra cockpit that we've all seen before. And but there is a few mods that you can pick out to know that this is an air tanker. First off is you see there's a red button on the captain's yoke. That red button is the magic button that they press, and boom goes the water. Another thing you'll notice is we got an extra panel here, and this is all about the tanks. So you got your 8-door tanks, you got your master arm, your flow rate, a high or low. You got a whole bunch of different options. Look, we got an aero union gauge here. Oh, that's your drop count. Yeah, so you can count your drop rates right there. Leave it on 6. And this is the dial that you can actually pick what doors. So the doors, there's 8 doors, and you can pick each single door. So every time you press the button, 1 door drops, and you can do 8 different ones. There's the salvo, where you can basically drop them all or half. And then there's the double doors. So depending on what the forestry officer needs, you can do individual doors, double doors, or salvos. I'm pretty sure, and I can be wrong again, that mostly salvos is kind of what they're doing, and maybe a couple doubles. I think very rarely they do singles, but yeah, I could be wrong. Hopefully there's an Electra guy in the comments to let me know. Another mod that you might pick out is the envelope protection system right there. So that tells there's sensors in the aircraft to know that if the airframe's being overstressed. It's very critical to make sure that the Electra is flying within its limits. It is a little bit more prone to having wing problems. Cracking and stuff can get very, very, very expensive during the off season. So pilots have a system to tell them that to make sure that they're flying within limits, because a couple bad turns can be be very, very expensive, especially when it's not needed. Hopefully I made a little sense. So there we go. I think pretty much everything is the same, but I am most likely 99% wrong. Oh, and we got a G unit gauge here on the dash, not the wrapper, but actually measures G's. I don't know if that is on all Electras, but they have it there to make sure the airplane is flying in a safe manner. So hopefully you guys liked that quick tour of BAQ, and hopefully you spotted the differences between that Electra and a cargo Electra. Yeah, so now to finish off the Red Deer story, the one thing I promised in one of the first episodes, like episode 1 or 2, was to do a tour of the new hangar, the one I call Ronnie's hangar. So let's head there now. Okay folks, we are over at Ronnie's hangar. Gonna go in for a tour, but I just noticed something. In the back of my truck, there is a little bit of snow left. So that's snow from 2018, because this truck has never been unthawed since Christmas at least. So yeah, will the snow be here in the back of this truck by the time we're done the tour? stay to the end of the video to watch. It is going quickly, yeah. So let's see, let's head in the hangar and I'll show you guys around. Okay. So you can see what we have here is DTH, and if you remember a couple episodes ago I explained that we changed it to BAE because Airspray wanted that registration. We got a couple of cars here. We got two King Air 90s. These are currently for sale, so if you need two King Air 90s, there you go. We got UPT, the 185 on floats. There we go, 185 on floats. Of course, we got some Electra nacelles here. Yeah, look at this thing. What is that? That must be off an Electra. Look, we got cowlings. That is the fairing for a P3 tanker. Wings, these are probably King Air 100 wings to match these King Air 100 frames that Ronnie picked up in Springbank. So yeah, 3 King Air 100s. I think one of these is going to be the next one. We're going to get ready for Yellowknife. Yeah, some more wings. There's a crew here putting shelving on the back wall. Yeah, look at this cut up Electra nacelle. That's crazy. Some more cut up Electra nacelles. There we go. A whole bunch of various prop boxes. We got some tanks over there. And, oh yeah, here's the helicopter. Okay, folks, here we got two helicopters. This one is an R-22. Both these helicopters were actually from the Buffalo School of Aviation. So that was a mechanic school we had in Yellowknife. We're no longer operating it right now. It was hard to get students, actually. But yeah, there's a couple helicopters. I know some people have been mentioning about those helicopters. They've seen them in the background. So the hangar is a wooden hangar, just like the other one. But this one isn't full yet. It will be full very, very soon. Okay, this is something you probably won't see too many other places. We have 4 Norseman frames here. So as you know, Norsemans aren't built with the ribs and stringer construction like a DC-3. They're built with frames, fabric over top, and actually they have wooden wings. So my father has been collecting these frames. I think he's got a few more. Here's a Norseman cowling. And there we go, some controls. You can see fabric. We got some Norseman floats here. At least I think they're Norseman floats. Okay, we're behind the Norsemans now, as you can better see. I know the Norsemans used P40 tail wheels, so the Curtis P40 Warhawk, and that's how my father got some P40 parts, is because he bought Norseman parts, and some P40 stuff was there. So I know they modified the tail. I don't know if this one is one, but they put a P40 cast ring tail wheel on the back. I guess it helped out real lots. But here's a treat. This is a Norseman wing. As you can see, that's wood. Wood and fabric. And yeah, you can see the stitching here. Yeah, some metal structures, but that spar, that wooden spar, check that out. Very, very cool. You don't see that too many other places. So yeah, the Norseman wooden wings, very cool. And now we're back where we started with DTH, which is now BAE. I think this is a great place to take a picture for the thumbnail. So I'm gonna take a picture of the thumbnail. Hopefully you like that little bit of a tour. I got one little extra surprise, not really a surprise, kind of a favor I gotta do. So as I drive by, I just wanna say a quick goodbye to DTB, WZS, and our bird ROD in the back. You can't really see it, but yeah. So I thank these airplanes for allowing us to borrow some parts off them. Airspray's running an Electra back there. And I'm gonna be heading out to the yard one more time, and you can tell I'm not wearing my seatbelt because that beeper, sorry. So yesterday, folks, I got a huge surprise. I got a donation, a notification from PayPal, and a gentleman named Jack, who's been in the comments talking about Xantop, donated quite a large amount. So I want to thank Jack, and he really enjoyed showing the Xantop Electra last episode, so I want to just take a few quick seconds and get some shots for Jack. And Jack, this episode is dedicated to you. Thank you for that donation. It's very kind. Sorry for the wind noise and Electra noise, but it's better that there's Electras running anywhere in the world. So Jack, this is for you. Check out the airplane. So Jack, hopefully you like that. Another thing is, a lot of people were mentioning this airplane for some strange reason. It must be rare or something. So that's Charlie Foxtrot Echo Hotel Kilo. Yeah, so you can reverse look it up. I think that's some sort of commander. But yeah, so there you go. There's a nice shot for the people who've been mentioning that too. The question, is there still snow in the back of my truck? Thank you for waiting this long. The answer is yes, there's still a little bit of snow. But let's see if we can get rid of that. Thank you folks for watching today's episode. It was really fun. And yeah, we'll be seeing you hopefully at the Reynolds Museum tomorrow, but plans do change. And yeah, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.